Well, hello, and welcome to another Nurse Debbie. It is July the 4th weekend, and Brian and I are going to spend it at home because I forgot some cooking oil a while ago and needed more. I went out. It took me 45 minutes to get there and get back because traffic is insane. I live really close to the grocery store, but they had my road completely shut down. Fire trucks, policemen, everything. I had to go all the way around. Anyway, we're just not going out in it. We have freeways all around us, and most of the places we go that require time have to go on those freeways, and this is not the weekend to be on them. Right, babe?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so tonight I am making my enchiladas. This is one of the things I make that I love so much, but I rarely make them. So tonight I'm going to show you how I make them. They are a Texas enchilada, or should I say white girl enchilada? I don't care because this is how I make them. They are very cheesy. They're very meaty. They are very good enchiladas, and I am going to make Brian some Spanish rice on the side. I do not eat Spanish rice, so I'm making that for him. Hopefully, it will not take me an eternity to make this because he likes to watch TV, and when I film in the kitchen, it makes him have to put it on mute. So I will try to hurry up for this. Thank you for watching today, and hope you enjoy this. All right, guys, I am back. We went to Vaughn's today. Brian had his smog check and all that, and you can do the DMV in case you're in California. Vaughn's have a DMV machine. So you can just scan your barcode and pay for your yearly registration there, which is much easier than going to the DMV. Believe me, I've been to the DMV. All right, so we went into Vaughn's. I didn't know how Vaughn's works. Vaughn's, you have to get their app, and then it has a barcode that you scan when you go in. And also, it has digital deals. So look for those when you're at Vaughn's. If you don't know, dummy me didn't know that. And we got some sodas. And they were three for $10. No, 4, 8, 12. 3 for $12, I think, or $11.99. And they didn't scan that. They scanned like $6.99 each. And I'm like, well, what happened? And he goes, well, did you clip the digital deal? So you got to clip that deal. And then he gave it to us for that price. But anyway, I got the Vaughn's meat. This hamburger meat was a little more expensive there, but I would have had to get 2 prepackaged because I need 1.5 pounds of ground beef. So this was $16.38 for this ground beef. This is 90/10. This is all they had in the counter thing. So it's gonna have a little more. I'm gonna have to drain the fat. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put the meat in my big skillet from Pampered Chef. Best skillet ever. I highly recommend it. Then in the smaller Pampered Chef, I put the cooking oil that I just got for $1.59. That is the Kroger brand at Ralph's because I had to go back to Ralph's to get that. And Crisco is like $3.99. So it's a big savings to get that one. So anyway, I'm gonna put the meat in the pan. I will show it to you in a minute. We'll wait to do those tortillas. What I do is I just flip the tortillas, get them very warmed up, put the meat, put the cheese in, we roll them, we put them in a pan, we add meat and cheese. It's very easy. All right, let's get going on that. All right, guys, this is the meat I got. This is the 90/10. This is gonna start cooking. I am using my mix and chop from Pampered Chef. It will make the meat really fine as it cooks. I don't like chunky meat. And so as soon as this starts really getting good and cooked, I will come back and show you how it looks. All right, I am back. Okay, the meat is almost the way I like it, okay? Nice and crumbly. There's a few chunks. It does smell good? Good, okay. Smells good. I've got to add a few things to it. I want to drain this, and I cannot do it with the camera on. I make a mess, and I just take the lid. I used to have a thing that you could put over the pan, and it would drain for you. But again, left it in Texas, and it vanished. So anyway, let me do that real quick, and then we'll add everything I put into the enchilada. All right, that meat is a sizzling, and it really didn't have much to drain. I'm really surprised because usually it does. All right, I have got chili powder, any kind of chili powder. And I really, oh, I hope this is enough. Yeah, we're gonna put all that chili powder in. I hope that's enough. If it's not, I have some more in my spices and I can add a little bit more. I've just gotta see what the color looks like. So what I usually do is I put the chili powder in and then I stir it and see the color. I know what the color is that I like it to be, and if it's not that color, I know it's not gonna have that good spicy little enchilada taste. Now I make my tacos the same exact way, but this will have a lot more liquid and they will go in the oven and they'll bake. I'm gonna add I know somebody hates that when I do that. I'm gonna add a little more chili powder, just a little bit. And this has never been opened, so, ugh. All right. I'm not gonna add a lot because that's close to my color, but I am gonna add a little. I hope that didn't pop off. Oh, hello. Well, that comes out really fast. That should be perfect. All right, that is the chili powder. Now next, I love to add salt to it. I wish I had some Himalayan salt. I told Brian today when we were out shopping, as soon as I get a job, I want to buy me a really good salt and pepper grinder so I can do Himalayan sea salt, because that is my favorite. But we'll add some salt to this. I do like salt on hamburger meat. All right, now we've got the meat. That's all the seasoning that goes on the meat. That chili powder has such good seasoning. Does it smell good, Brian?
Smells delicious.
Okay, good. Let's see. All right, I think that is good. Now the only thing I need to do is add the tomato sauce. I am probably gonna do 3 cans because this is 1.6. I usually do 2 cans for 1. So I'm gonna do 3 cans today. I do have that lovely Pampered Chef opener that I adore. It's gonna be hot over here. I'm trying to get out of the way. And I don't want you to see my arms flapping in the wind. Okay. And actually Brian's rice is gonna take some tomato sauce too, and I had just enough. All right, we're gonna add 1 can. Get it nice and sizzling. And I will do some water as well. So it's not just tomato sauce. It is gonna be a little bit of water too. And I usually just do it in one of the cans so that way the excess tomato sauce, ow, that is popping me. Ouch, that did hurt. All right, y'all probably saw that. If not, zoom in, you'll probably see it pop me. All right, I've got to stir this before I add that other can. I think I just had the stove a little too high. So you can tell it needs 1 more can because you want this to be more liquidy than you do like in tacos. Tacos you don't, but these you do. So let me add 1 more can. I'm gonna do it up here. Well, I don't want to get popped again. That really did hurt. All right, we're gonna add 1 more can of tomato sauce. So that's gonna be 3 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce. These were $1 a can today, or 10 for $1. But they did give me for $1. Okay, so we've added 3, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add a little bit of water to this one, and we're just gonna add a little bit of water. And then we're gonna let this simmer, guys, for about 10 to 15 minutes and let all those flavors melt together. And while it's doing that in a minute, I'm gonna show you how I do one of the tortillas that I'm gonna roll these in, and I'm gonna get my cheese ready, get everything ready so when this meat is done simmering, we can go ahead and put the enchiladas together. All right, I will come back in a bit. All right, guys, we're gonna do the rice now. The rice, Spanish rice I got, you need 2 tablespoons of butter in the bottom of the pan, and then you dump in the rice, okay? And basically, as the butter melts, we're gonna brown that rice. When the rice gets browned over here, we're gonna add the rest of the ingredient. My meat is pretty much ready. I have got it on the lowest setting now. It is perfect for my enchiladas. Absolutely perfect. So what I'm gonna do, I wanna show you how I do one of these tortillas. I've got some big tortillas and then I've got some smaller ones because we got some today and these were left over from when I made tacos the other day and there's 2 of them. So I wanna get those done. So I didn't realize that was gonna be that hot. Let's get some cheese. All right, so this one, let me get my tongs. Tongs. The tongs, they're in my hand. All right, what I like to do, that's way too hot. Oh, I need to turn this way down. All right, yeah, that one is really gonna be a crunchy one. Let me turn it on that side. I gotta get some paper towels. There you go. Hopefully you can see that better. Yeah, this one is really crunchy. I don't even know if it's gonna roll. But what I do is I just put these over here. I usually always pat my grease off because I do not like greasy tortillas. Yeah, I don't know if this one's gonna roll, but we're gonna try it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a little bit of this meat. It's really hot. I can't do it that way. I'm gonna have to move it. Put some meat in there, just like that. And then we got this Tillamook sharp cheddar today. They had 4 packages for, I can't remember how much they were, but we saved like $8 on the cheese. It was outrageous. So anyway, I put the cheese in. You can kind of see it here. Cheese is in here, and then I roll them. Now this one is a crunchy one, like really crunchy. I'll go ahead and do one more because hopefully it won't be that crispy. I don't like them that crispy. I like them soft. I don't know what Brian likes, but I like them soft. Anyway, I just usually do them one side, then the other. And that should do it. I don't like to get them really that done. Then throw it on the paper towel. Get the grease off. Some of that meat jumped out, so I've got to avoid it with my paper towel. Oh, that one's perfect. That's how I like it, right there. All right, let me grab some meat. All right, meat is in, then a little bit of cheese. A little bit more, and then I'll roll this one out. Now this is what I'm gonna do for all the rest of these. I'm gonna line them up and then I'll show you what I do with them after. The rice, I need to get a spoon for the rice. I don't really have another spoon other than this. I don't really like this skillet anyway. This is one of those ones that I bought off the TikTok store, and it's not the greatest. So anyway, we're just gonna let that rice brown in the back. Once it's brown, we'll add all the rest of the ingredients. I'm gonna turn off this one right now because this is way too hot right now. I need to chill that down. All right, as soon as that's done, I'll come back and we'll make that right. All right, we're cooking right along. I've done this many enchiladas. I've got a lot more to do. I want to do a lot just in case Brian wants to, we want to heat them up tomorrow or something. I don't know what we're going to do. We don't have any. What? Oh yeah, my spoon, when I was doing it, fell out of the pan and shot stuff all over the floor. I had to go wash my spoon and start all over.
These
so
leftovers are always good with eggs and milk.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Well, that is browned enough. So I need to add the other ingredients. Where is my thing? Okay. We are going to add, it says in a large skillet, combine the rice and the margarine, medium heat until vermicelli is golden brown. And it is pretty much golden brown. Now we're going to slowly stir in the water. I guess that's going to be slowly stir in the water. And then we are going to add the special seasonings. What is in this special seasoning? I don't know. I guess the stuff that makes it Spanish rice. All right, that is in. Let me mix and stir that up really good. Like I said, this skillet is one I do not use. I don't really like these pans at all. They are not the best, okay? And then we are going to add water. Now it wanted, I think we're gonna do 2 cups. Or maybe a cup and a half of the tomato sauce. I think that will be enough. All right, let's see how that looks. I think that looks really good. Now we're gonna bring it to a boil. So once that comes to a boil, I'm gonna cover it and it is going to cook for 15 to 20 minutes, which will be perfect because that'll be about the time my enchiladas are ready. So once that starts boiling, I'm gonna put the lid on it, okay? I'm gonna finish putting all these enchiladas in the pan, and as soon as I'm done with that, I will show you what I do on top of it. All right, guys, that just started boiling, so I put the timer on for 20 minutes. I'm gonna let that sit and boil. That's the rice. Oh, let me turn this one off. This is the grease. I am done. These are my enchiladas. I did 10 of them. They're all in. This is my favorite part. I take the leftover meat and then I cover my enchiladas. I don't know if y'all do this.
Smother it.
I smother it in the meat mixture.
Then you use the Tillamook.
And then I'm gonna put this Tillamook cheese all over the top. And it is going to be a meaty, cheesy delight. I love these enchiladas. I have literally made these enchiladas for about, I'm embarrassed to say this, but like 30 years I've made these enchiladas. I was just telling Brian it was a lot harder when I had kids at home and I had to make 2 pans of these. And yeah, it was a lot. But anyway, make sure I have enough meat for all of them. Sometimes you get a little chunk of meat that's not grounded real good, and I just do it with my little spoon. Because like I told you, I like my meat really good and ground up. I'm weird about that. Very weird about that. So anyway, that is all the meat on top. Okay, then almost went down again. Let me turn that off. All right, make sure y'all can see it really good. And then I take that Tillamook sharp cheddar cheese and we are just going to cover the top with the cheese. And it is gonna turn into a ooey gooey mess on top of my enchiladas. I admit I usually eat 3 enchiladas. We're gonna have to get another one of those bags, which is why I got so many. We're gonna chunk that one. Let me get one more out of here. We did buy 4 because they were on sale. I don't know what I did with that receipt. I was trying to remember how much they were each, but I can't remember. All right, a little bit more cheese over here and over here. And then what I do is I put them in the oven at 350 and I leave them in there until the cheese is all melted. So that is all done. That is going to go into the oven. The rice right now is cooking in there. It will be ready in about 17 minutes. And I forgot to preheat the oven, so it's gonna probably take a little bit longer because it always does that. Anyway, hold on just a minute. All right, I'm getting really sweaty and hot. When the oven is hot, you've got 1, 2, 3 burners going. It gets a little hot. But anyway, these are my enchiladas. They are really good like this. My daughter makes hers with more of a, she's changed it because my daughter is married to a Hispanic man who is big time Mexican cooking. She has learned to make salsa. She has learned to make guacamole from scratch. She makes all kinds of stuff, and her enchiladas have changed because of him, but they're really good. She makes them for me every time I come. So anyway, and she was as picky of an eater as I was, and she's not anymore. So good for her. I'm older now, I can stay picky. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna put these in the oven. As soon as that oven preheats, when they pop out, I will show them to you. That'll be about the same time that rice is done, and we'll plate it and we'll show you how good it looks, and Brian can tell you if they're good. All right, we'll see in a bit. All right, it's done, guys. It is done. Let me take it out of the oven. I got that there. Ew. That's his rice. It's a little more tomatoey than I would like. I'm burning off some of it right now. I'm just cooking it on a heat where I can just cook it off. We'll see. I am not an expert on stuff I don't eat. So if I don't eat it, I have a hard time cooking because I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, all right, let me get.
I like my rice a bit moist though.
You do?
Yeah, I don't like it dry.
Oh, well, this is super moist. Okay, good.
Leave it.
I'll leave it. All right, I'm gonna get it out, okay? Brian kept asking me, why do you keep opening the oven? There's a fine line between burning the cheese and having the cheese perfect. That's it. That is my enchiladas. I'll show them to you in a minute. Let me close my oven. Oh, and turn my oven off. There you go. That is my enchiladas. That is Brian's rice. All right, I'm gonna put it on a plate and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, it is done. I kind of butchered them getting out of there, but I got these for Brian, got him the rice, and then here are mine. All right, guys, this is going to be amazing.
I can see the details.
Oh my goodness, y'all wanna see the details?
It smells delicious.
Well, good, I'm glad. There's the details, and there's the rice details. So anyway, that is the meal I made tonight. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's gonna be really good. Brian's in my spot on the couch, so I'm gonna actually let him sit there and use my TV tray tonight, and I'm gonna eat over there, babe. So you don't have to move. No, it's okay. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Please hit that like button if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed.
Thanks, Debbie.
You're welcome. Anyway, and I do have channel memberships starting at $1.99. I'm telling you, we're gonna make something with just channel memberships one day. We will. Anyway, all right, we're gonna eat this yummy food, and we will see you on the next Nurse Debbie.